Hello, everybody. Welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I'm the Outback Al.
I'm hot for justice.
And I'm Chibi Noob.
And we're back once again. We watched more Tokyo Mew Mew this week. What did we watch? Which episodes? 13 through 16? Am I remembering that correctly?
13 through 16, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not crazy. I remember some things. So, yeah. Most of these were not that memorable to me. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I wrote down some notes and might as well just get into it. So this is the one where they're going to try to break up Mark and Pinky, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Noted mom and dad had weird voices again. Always appreciated. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think this episode makes any sense with 12 or whatever the last episode that we watched was, because I don't know. Like, didn't Mark realize that Pinky was a furry?
Here's the thing. So episode 12, as I mentioned last time, is not in continuity with the rest of it, since it was the pilot. So they're going based off of episode 11 from the original series, which is...
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask you, though, because did you also watch the Japanese?
Yeah.
Okay. How does this make sense in context with that?
Honestly, they use the original episode 12, and it's more that she's still freaking out because she thinks that he knows that it's her.
Okay.
So it's still the same freak out, just it's a lot less comedic and a lot more serious. Like, it's honestly, like, they play a lot of sad music in this episode.
Oh my god, yes. I made a note. 90s, sentimental 90s music loop is constant.
Well, no, it's not even, like, a sentimental 90s loop. It's like they play, like, just very sad, like, little xylophone music.
Oh no, man, it's a loop. I heard the same thing over and over again. Maybe it's not, but it just all sounds the same.
I mean, I honestly, when they said, "Hi, Mark," all together in the cafe, I'm like, oh, okay, so we're still going with this. And It was, like, a lot more funny than the original actually intended this episode to be. Because this episode is very, very sort of serious. So, hello, buddy.
That makes me scared to see what the sub is actually like when they're like... I didn't even find this one that funny, except for a couple of spots, and like you're saying that it was even more unfunny in the sub. That makes me sad for anyone who watched the sub.
Oh yeah, no, I actually just kind of got done watching it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm like, oh, I'm getting a lot more very like sort of, kind of, my life is over vibes. In comparison to the English dub, where that was just kind of like, oh no, what am I gonna do now? Dramatic irony.
Yeah, it's this 90210 BS stuff in this episode. Let's see here. I think Queen Jellyfish is obsessed with Mark now. My theory is that he's into him, but I mean, it's apparently to get him to not want to go out with Pinky anymore. But I mean, we all know. I think Queen Jellyfish is very attracted to Mark. He just needs to, open himself up to that experience, I think. There was something about Monkey can talk without her mouth moving. But to be fair, I feel like I've seen that in a couple scenes in this series where, like, they just put in words but without lip flaps. So,
sometimes they do that. A lot of times they'll do it as, like, thoughts. But usually they add in the echo effect.
There was no echo. She was talking to people, and it was weird. It was like a ventriloquist. You know what? Maybe they can argue it's ventriloquism. She's got every other random street talent. Why not? I think we should... What's the plot of this? Queen Jellyfish wants to break up Mark and Pinky, and Mark is trying to talk to Pinky, and Pinky's like, "Narf, I don't think I can talk to Mark because he thinks I'm a furry."
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess there was something about a kendo practice or whatever, and I just read a note. Unnecessary drama is what this whole episode felt like. But I did find Mark's creepy fangirls hilarious when they're like, do you guys remember the chanting bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark's the bomb. Mark's the bomb. Mark won the match. Mark won the match. Mark's so cool. Mark's so cool.
I mean,
Mark's
they're
so
basically
sweaty.
doing
Mark's so
that
sweaty.
in the
I'm like,
sub. In the sub too.
did they say Mark's so sweaty? Mark's so sweaty?
They're like, oh my god, he just wiped off his sweat.
Okay,
Like-
people over there are just weird.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. And then, Pinky's having trouble at work because all she's thinking about is Mark and how everything's gone downhill, and everyone else is like, what's wrong with Pinky? And then Mark shows up with a dramatic sting for his entrance, and Pinky's like, I'm not here, and Monkey's like, but if you're not here, then who's hiding under the table? And he's like, tell him I'm not here. He's like, okay, Pinky says that she's not here. And
Yeah.
I guess Mark gets, dejected by that. I mean, I guess, who wouldn't when your psychotic sort of girlfriend doesn't want to see anymore. And then there's an Ebola monster that, I don't know, I guess is going to be used to kill Mark and whatnot. And there was a random jellyfish laugh somewhere. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna go with the conflict of this show because it's a dumb one. Yeah, but the amoeba creature shows up with jellyfish and they're attacking Mark, and I think like he's drowning in Ebola, and Pinky's taking way too long to transform. You remember when we did that thing in episode 2 where it was like, Mammy took way too long to transform, the lady fell off the building and died? I'm like, Mark is dead in this, I think. Like, I know most people are like, transformation sequences, they're not real time, but it felt like it took forever to do that. Couple fun lines from Jellyfish. Some like, what are you doing? Isn't it obvious? Romeo's a loser. he's
I do remember that.
I do like that guy. I like he's so evil, but he's so much fun. That's right, Sweetums, but enough about him. Let's talk about us. I still am convinced that he was talking to Mark. I just think he's into Mark. But yeah. I did write, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going in regard to that monster. Because, I mean, I was not the only person thinking that, was I? It's a giant slime creature with tentacles that's, like, absorbing people.
I mean, first thing I just thought of, I'm like, that is obviously bacteria. Stop calling it an amoeba.
I said Ebola, but...
No,
Oh,
but
wait, did he
like,
call it bacteria?
Like, in the original, it's bacteria, but, like, I think in the dub, they might call it an amoeba?
I don't remember
I'm
them
not
calling it
sure.
anything. It was like a polluted
Or
thing.
it's a slime monster, or some
Yeah,
kind of
it's
slime
all
monster.
slime all the time. Or
It's
something
not
like
a
that.
slime monster. He literally took waste and turned it into a monster.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
Grimer.
he took the bacteria. So,
I'll call it Grimer from now on. That's basically what it
Alright.
is.
cool.
Yeah, and then there's a fight, and I guess, Queen Jellyfish is, like, I guess, hitting on Pinky more, but whatever. And she, like, jumps in the slime and blows up the slime, I guess? Something about what kind of chick trick is that? But, yeah. Oh, he also makes weird sex noises whenever they kill the amoeba monster, Grimer.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone else noticing that? Is anyone else getting a little uncomfortable? He's like, ah. It's exactly what it sounded like. It was really weird. But yeah, so after all the sex noises, something about... Oh, God, who even said these lines? I just write down the lines. I don't say who said them. Oh, you were on that stupid wilderness show the other night. You look like a lot like this girl I know. I'm like, Are we really doing this whole, you ever notice how Clark Kent and the Flash are never in the same room at the same time? But yeah, apparently that's what we're going with, and Mark is a dumbass, and honestly, Pinky didn't even try to change her voice, so, I mean, I don't know. She got a bell, and Mark's like, I don't know.
Or he gives her the bell and he's like, that way I can't lose you again.
Yeah, which, I don't know.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah, it's a dumb gift. It's a dumb gift.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I'm like, oh, that's okay. Why? Okay. What?
That's what you do to animals at a farm, so you always hear the bell ring so you know where they are. That's your girlfriend, you want to do that? That's weird. Yeah, and then I guess Queen Jellyfish is moping around, and annoying backup arrives, which I guess comes in next episode. What did you guys think of this episode? I found it kind of pointless and a little too unnecessary. I've said it before. I said it's a little unnecessary drama stuff.
It's a little dramatic.
That really didn't go anywhere for me.
Yeah, but can we talk about? Did we mention that we got some new enemies?
Yeah, they're the annoying
backup.
voiced backup.
Right. Okay. So, sorry guys. I'm
Yeah,
like,
go for it. Do you want to take point? You can take point if you're really into it.
No, you go. You go. I'm
Okay.
I'm like half listening right now.
So far, I have not come up with names for these people yet. I just know that they're
Okay.
Sardon and Tarb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What's there to say about
do you want to
them?
know their original names?
What are their... Is it Pie and Tart?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I did look up some stuff. Yeah.
What
So
are you doing?
the short one is like this weird, annoying voice that does like it's this weird, like kind of. It's like what I think some people assume people from New York sound like, or maybe New Jersey or something.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how to
What are
describe
you
it.
doing?
Is Houdini doing things?
He's playing with my drapes. Stop playing with the drapes.
Oh dear, you got a pinky on your hands there, who just like starts
know.
catting around. Anyway, and I'm gonna be honest. I think Short Stack looks like Lollybait. It's weird looking. And then there's Sardon, who I actually kind of like because he's like this weird kind of like upper crust accent.
I
Or
know.
something.
I'm like, why did you give him that voice?
He's the smart, intelligent, refined one. And the others, I don't know,
Oh, it's
the
so
unrefined one. He's got a good voice. I think it's fun.
No, I mean, I like it. I'm like, but why that one in particular?
I don't know. I do like it. I don't know why they did it. But then we have to cut to the plot. I feel like we're going into some of these like romance plots that go nowhere. But Wesley's brooding, and because he wants to make a birthday cake, but he won't say whose birthday it is. Oh no! I'm like, I feel like this is like the setup for a fan fiction or something. But yeah, Goku's like, hey, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. I'm like, yeah, we probably should leave it alone. It's his business. So Pinky's off wondering about that kind of stuff when a butterfly lands on her head. And then an insane person puts a net on her. And, all I'm thinking is like, oh my god, is this the Stranger Danger episode where we learn about bad touch? And it's not, but I was thinking it was going to go in that direction. Turns out this person's just really into butterflies. And I feel like, once again, we had that episode a while ago with Otter Dude in the mountains at the hot spring place, where like he actually understood how conservation works and whatnot. And yet again, we meet another person who's probably a better environmentalist than the environmental heroes are, for the most part.
Yeah.
Someone said something about destroy those meddling kids. I just had a Scooby-Doo moment, and that was kind of funny. Wolf still sucks at being a waitress,
Yeah.
and that's just... I think that's just her thing now. It's kind of funny. And they're still going on about the cake. Like, oh, God, who's the cake for? Who's the cake for? And I think slowly but surely, Wolf is turning into my favorite girl on the team because she's like, just goes up to us like, talking about someone else's life won't get you a life. Like,
Yeah.
damn, she's spitting straight fire on these people. I love it. She's awesome. Then they're... Oh, I do like some other people are like kind of throwing shade at Queen Jellyfish because Sardon, he's like saying something to Sardon like, oh, what are you gonna do to blah blah blah, and Sardon's like, well, unlike you, we form strategies and plans. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's like, he's like, oh, shut up! I'm so salty right now.
Everyone's really salty, but well, I mean, he's basically gotten replaced today, so I kind of get why he's salty.
Yeah,
but like the
like,
other guy's like, well, unlike you, we actually think before we do something.
Like, yeah, sure, rub it in, why don't ya?
Yep. Then Boohoo Day 3 of No Mark, and
No Mark.
And then she gets attacked by a butterfly lady again.
Mm-hmm.
And the butterfly lady takes her back to her house, which is a bad idea. This is like, because I've seen Silence of the Lambs, and this is not going to end well for you, Pinky. It rubs the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again. But yeah, they were trying to make jokes, and this person does not know how to do a joke.
Nope.
They're like, it was a joke. Really? I've heard of those. And then they try to make a joke, and there's a roll on a snare drum when it's not a good joke, and that's a bad use of roll on snare drum.
But ching.
Oh, I didn't enjoy that. And there's something about, oh, my birthday's coming up. Oh my God, it's the same birthday that was circled on Wesley's calendar is circled on this person's calendar. Oh my God. And yes, of course. Again, this just reads like a fan fiction.
Yeah.
Wesley had a secret love life in college. Not really a secret, just none of our business. And he's making a birthday cake. And everyone's like, oh, but he's making a birthday cake for Butterfly Lady. It's like, okay, mind your own business. It's his thing. Just let him do his thing. Goku is... Today, I'm like noticing Goku's like changing outfits a lot more, and today he is cosplaying as casual Captain Marvel. If anyone else noticed that.
Okay.
Butterfly's name is Chris, like Chrysalis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Had to like really hammer us over the head with it. Oh, and we find out, how was it that they broke up? Because Wesley was going off to Canada for a research thing, and we find out yet again, Canada ruins everything. Like everything that you love in your life, Canada will ruin it.
No offense to Canadians.
Every offense to Canadian. Well, not every offense to Canadians. They're lovely people. It's Canada itself that I hate.
Okay.
You figure that out. You people figure that out. I don't know.
Anyway.
Someone said sounds like fun. I'm like, no, it doesn't. I forget what that was in regard to. Wesley forgot Valentine's Day. He's a bad boyfriend, but he remembered, but then she broke up with him.
He remembered her birthday, but then she broke up with him.
Yeah.
But he was late.
Yeah.
Which is why she broke up with him.
And then everyone's like, "Oh no, we don't have lives of our own, so we got to live vicariously our romances through someone else." So they run in and is like, "You got to meet with Chris," and he's like, "What are you talking about?" And Goku's like, "She meant Chris." I'm like, "Isn't that a redundant statement?" You just said I don't know. Goku likes to.
They needed to fill the lip flaps. That was all that was.
It wasn't a lip flap though. It was like a shot of Wesley and Goku says it. Oh shit! Sorry, I was confused by that. Is all.
Who knows?
Sorry, my mic's acting up.
It's okay. Mine too. Oh look, he calmed down. Houdini's calm now.
Oh, well, that's good. So yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah, and
butterfly
then,
monster.
well, everyone came back because they all had to have their moment of being like, hey, you need to talk to your ex-girlfriend. And she's like, I thought you all had stuff to do. Well, we came back. I had a hunch about this, but everyone thought I was crazy again. Yeah, of course, Monkey. Everyone thinks you're crazy again, Monkey. You brought a flamethrower to a talent show, and that was not a good idea. But again, Wolf getting all the best lines. Time stands still for a heart with unfinished business. I'm like, oh, that's good. Wolf's just getting all the good lines. That's all I'm saying. And then we go and meet Mrs. Dr. Girlfriend, the butterfly monster. Do you guys get that reference? Do you guys ever watch Venture Brothers?
No.
Okay. Well, there's their main villain's a guy called the Monarch, and he's like a butterfly theme, but his eventual wife is Dr. Girlfriend, was now Mrs. Dr. Girlfriend. Like, the titles don't make sense, but she got a butterfly theme too, so yeah. That's the most beautiful predicide yet. Okay, let's destroy it. It's a great line read, just had to enjoy that. And there's a new transformation song again, and I don't know why.
Supernatural. They had that in...
Did they have that one in something else?
They did. I think they had it in the pilot.
Oh, okay. I'd have to double... Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, and then we find out that Chris is actually in a cocoon, slowly being wrapped up by tentacle things, and yet again, I'm thinking like, oh, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. But I don't know if that's going to be a running theme with the show now. It's kind of creepy, but weird-looking stuff. And then there's, Pinky has to recap literally everything that happened in the last scene. Like something about, oh no, you got zapped by a predicite and blah 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 and turned into a monster and this and now they're in a cocoon. I'm like, yeah, we can see that. Something happens, apparently it's called Toxic Beauty. It doesn't matter, go forth, Toxic Beauty.
I didn't name it.
Here's my question. Yeah. Because the thing attacks with poison, and I've noticed this with these guys because they're dumb. Right. So why does every time a monster attacks them with like a gas attack or like a cloud of smoke or something, and clearly it's gonna hurt them, why do they jump right into it? I feel like they should have moved away from the poison, the same way they should have moved away from the kappa fart. But they don't do that because they're stupid.
Because anime and they need people to, I don't know.
Well, it doesn't mean you can't have a brain, is all I'm saying.
I know, but they're like, for dramatic effect, because we need it for the moment that we're planning.
Yeah, and then Wesley does a thing, he, like, runs over to help out Chris, and Sauron's like, what a fool, and again, they're doubling up animation with this, like, aerial tempest, and he misses, and Wesley makes it, and he helps Chris get out, and then Goku's there for some reason. I don't know when he showed up. And then I guess Zoe saves the day, and I'm like, why was everyone else here? Everyone else is, like, basically just useless in this fight, which is weird to me, because, like, Wolf was so badass before, I feel like she does nothing anymore, other than drop, like, shade at people. Which I enjoy, but I'm like, you know, you were at a point where you were like, you could have done this job by yourself, and now it's...
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to her, but apparently everyone ships Wesley and Chris and was very disappointed, including Goku. Apparently Goku is into this kind of stuff, and I think the real moral of the story here is don't use people's personal lives for soap opera drama, or to... I don't know. Did you guys think there was a moral to this story, or something?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, I don't know. I think their point was it's like, you gotta be free. I don't know. And I was like, what?
Okay.
Like a butterfly.
Right. Okay. Like a
maybe
butterfly.
Maybe if you love someone, let them go.
I guess.
But they did let each other go.
Not completely.
Whatever.
I mean, yeah, they broke up, but Wesley still couldn't let anything go. He kept making her a birthday cake every single year for, like, however many years. That's
It can't
not
be
letting
that many
something
years.
go.
They don't seem that much older.
I don't know. Elliot made it sound like it was a lot longer than just, like, a year or two.
Yeah.
He said he's done this every year since. I'm like, how many years is that? 5?
Are they immortal now? I mean...
Who knows?
Anyway, moving on to the next episode. This is Wing Karibo's episode.
Yay!
I do like some of the opening lines they had for this. This had to be the hardest day of work I've ever put in my life. If I'm not mistaken, this was the first day of work you've ever put in your life. And I'm like, oh, where's the air horn sound effect? Yes! It's like that was all I was thinking. Way to go, Lettuce.
Yeah, I was
Dropping in
actually,
them wolf lines.
I'm like, yay!
That was funny.
Yeah.
It was great.
And then Wing Karibo shows up, and I'm like, wow, we haven't seen this thing in a while. It's been pretty useless since ever.
And then everyone talks about how, yeah, it's been pretty useless.
Yeah, we used him as a mop. I mean, isn't that great? And
Poor
yeah,
Mini Mew.
but then they like say something about a Mecha Wing Karibo, and he gets all weird about. I don't know, but I love Pinky's line was like, they were just kidding. No one's ever gonna use you to do anything. He's like, screw you guys, I'm going home, and he just leaves because he's like, I'm not appreciated here. I'm like, why would you be appreciated? You don't really do anything. God, but of course, you know, there's a hungry plant slug thing that shows up. Did it have a name?
Mm-hmm. No.
Okay.
Not really. Not that I can remember.
Yeah. But this one's apparently treated much more like a Pokemon. Because I, like, at the very least, Short Stack is, or Lollybait, whatever we're going to call him, he's, like, actually taking an active role in trying to train it and make it stronger. I'm like, this is actually good strategy for, like, if you were a Pokemon trainer. And, like, I feel like maybe that's as a result of just, like, I know there's a bunch of Pokemon voices from Pokemon in this, because it's also for kids.
Right.
But I do like how they're like, oh, hey, it's what's-his-face. I'm like, yeah, no, you don't know who he is yet. I don't think we really know who he is yet. They mentioned something about catnip, and then Lollybait. I mean, Lollybait seems a little bit like a bitch, despite being like a decent Predacite trainer. He's like kind of a pansy and like runs away really easy. Oh, yet another fun cosplay by Goku. He is today being the flag of Finland. And this might become a running thing. I hope it becomes a running thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Then they're like, hey, Karibo's gone. And then we find out Karibo is over in the evil place full of evil people. And they're like, hey, my plant puked up a Karibo. It's like, oh, well, what are you going to do? See you later. And he like throws it on the fire. I'm like, yep. That makes sense. So they're going to torture Karibo so that I can get information out. I don't know what information he has. But I was like really waiting in this episode for Karibo to like go like, you guys remember Iron Giant where he like activates his defense system? He like goes super robot. Did you guys not see the Iron Giant?
Yeah, no, I remember now.
Okay, I was waiting for that to happen to wing Karibo. I'd like, that would be cool, but they didn't do that. And then I guess they're looking for him, and what's his face? Lollybait says some like taunts them. He's like, he's pretty good in battle. I'm like, no, he's not. Like, he's if you used him like a Pokemon, he's basically like a Dunsparce or an Unknown or something. I mean, like, I'm not gonna say he's as bad as Magikarp, but Magikarp, well, he's worse than Magikarp because like Magikarp at least evolves into something and you can use it. But like this little guy's like, I don't even think he's been eating the jellyfish lately. What has he been doing? Oh, but yeah, we have to have the moment of the guy nobody takes seriously tries to prove himself, and yep. So now we're in this episode, but like Wolf is doing her thing again and being awesome, and can now knows how to track and infiltrate a fourth dimensional laboratory. And I'm still thinking to myself, why is this person not the main character and or the only Mew Mew? Because I don't feel like she needs any of these people. And then Zoe, oh, oops, I said her real name. Pinky gets a weapon upgrade. I'm still like, why didn't you just give that to Wolf? Because Wolf could actually do stuff. I don't think the show understands how fourth dimensional physics works.
No.
I think they need to watch A Wrinkle in Time. It's that episode of Rick and Morty where you actually get to meet a fourth dimensional testicle monster. It's pretty awesome. Go check that out if you want to learn about actual fourth dimensional physics. I think that this is a third dimensional like pocket space. But I could be wrong. I mean, it could be a fourth dimensional plane, but there's like a lot of other factors there that I think are not being put into effect. When Karibo gets pissed off, there's something called a Rose Bell. Queen Jellyfish just needs more scenes. Because like I'm not as interested. I like Upper Crust Dude, but yeah, Queen Jellyfish needs to be in more scenes. And they save Wing Karibo, and they're like, "Hey, we're not going to take you for granted anymore." I'm like, "Aren't you?" I mean, again, he's not useful except for eating jellyfish, which he doesn't do. So, oh dear, did we lose someone?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Might have to give a minute. Ah, they're back.
Ow.
Okay.
Hey. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, this just kind of, like, I know they were, like, trying to do in this episode, like, be like, oh, Karibo's useful, but by the end of it, I'm like, no, he's not. He's never been.
He doesn't... The thing with...
He doesn't even do the thing he's supposed to do.
The thing with Mini Mew is, like, he's meant to act as, like, a censor, but for the most part, they kind of just end up in those situations all on their own.
Yeah, he is completely superfluous to the plot at this point. I mean, like, I get it whenever he was first there, and he was doing his job, eating jellyfish, saying Predacite alert, and giving people pendants, but after he gave out the last pendant that he did for Monkey, he hasn't done anything.
I think, as of right now, he's more just like a flying garbage disposal.
But he's not even doing that. He hasn't been eating jellyfish.
That's true. We haven't actually visually seen him eat jellyfish.
Nope. I don't see the point in keeping him around. I feel like that was the whole point of this episode, was to remind us that he was there. Because, like, even I was going, like, in the beginning where I'm like, oh yeah, we haven't seen you in a while. I haven't missed you. Yeah, what did you guys think of that?
I mean, I personally like Mini Mew, because you know me, I like fluffy things.
He's cute, but he serves no purpose.
I don't really think he served much of a purpose in the manga either. He was more there to act as an adorable little mascot kind of thing.
I don't even feel like he does that. I feel like Pinky's the mascot.
Well, he wasn't really in the manga either.
Okay.
Like, she's more of the face of it. He's the mascot. Like,
Okay.
if we're thinking of this like a sports team, like, she's like a star player. He's the little guy doing cheering on the sidelines.
Okay. I get... Maybe? I'm trying to think of a mascot who is not the face of their team, though. I don't know. It's hard for me to say. It was like... Okay, like the Penguins. The mascot is the penguin. And like, but
I don't know, but when I think the Penguins, I think more of the players than I actually think about a penguin, more or less. Does that make sense?
so you're thinking of Crosby and Gino before you think of the penguin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, think of it more like the parrot from the Pirates.
Okay, yeah, because I can't name any of those guys.
Right.
But again, then I feel like the parrot should be involved more, because the parrot is definitely involved a lot in those games.
The parrot is definitely
I remember the parrot
like,
more
my favorite part to watch.
than the baseball game from those baseball games.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even think as a mascot he's serving his purpose.
He's just a cute, fluffy pet keychain thing.
He's a mop.
Aww.
They said they used him as a mop.
Don't use him as a mop. He needs to keep his fur clean.
What? No, I'm sure he's very absorbent.
No.
Okay, then lettuce can use him as a little puff ball to apply makeup.
I wouldn't even use him for that. That's not a good way to apply makeup.
I don't know how to apply makeup, man.
I mean, if you're using like a crap ton of powder,
Yeah, I
maybe.
think that's what she was talking about, powdering her nose or whatever.
But that's still
Lettuce
be a
might have a
lot.
cocaine addiction.
Okay, are you going to write that too?
I don't know, maybe. Let's see what happens. Speaking of lettuce, she gets an episode next, which was honestly funnier than a lot of
does.
the other episodes that I've seen recently on this.
Oh boy.
First off, no cold open. A little weird, but we just go straight into the theme
Yep.
song. But it's the lettuce episode, and so here's the plot. What's up with lettuce? She's being... I'm sorry, just saying what's up with
being
lettuce.
Weird.
What's up with lettuce? It's on a sandwich. I don't know. Lettuce is being so weird. She hasn't apologized for anything, and just like she apologizes for saying hello or for being late when she's not late. She basically apologizes for being alive. I'm like,
So
yeah, she kind of does.
me.
But yeah, and you gotta curb that. You better not say sorry for that.
I know.
Okay, I'm gonna start an apology jar. You better watch it.
Okay.
But everyone's like, oh, Lotus might have got a boyfriend. Maybe that changes things.
And then it turns out she actually like met this guy
Yeah.
who's actually a college student
Yeah.
who she has a crush on.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Yeah.
like, wait,
Yeah, well,
take a
yep.
step back, sweetheart.
Yeah.
No,
so-
no.
I mean, to be fair, this is all from Pinky's perspective of talking about this stuff, but, like, yeah, apparently she ran into some guy on the street, and I guess he was nice, so she's like, wow, what a gentleman. And then he helps an old lady across the street. Wow, what a gentleman. And, like, they say it, like, 8 times. I'm just like, okay, this is getting
Yeah.
annoying. And, like,
Yeah.
get this, he was reading a book. Well, it was a library. I'm like, good on you, Snobby Leia, for pointing out the obvious and why, yes, it's totally normal to read in a library.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially I was like, is Lettuce stalking this person? And then Snobby Leia, once again, reading my mind, was just like, yep, she is straight up just stalking this guy. But they do talk, eventually. We do find out that he's in college. He's probably like 21, 22 years old, and she's still like 16. I'm like, that is creepy.
He's in his 3rd year, so he's about 2021.
Yeah, and she's like halfway through high school.
Yep.
Gross.
But still creepy.
Gross. But I
Yeah.
did like his... Like, I'm focusing on Russian literature. Really long books about sad people and hunger and cold weather and torn overcoats and poverty. So I'm pretty much a cheery guy to be around these days. I'm like, yeah, good for you. You absolutely understand Russian literature.
Okay.
Like, that's pretty much it.
Ooh.
Ugh. And then, yeah, so she's smitten as hell. And everyone else is, like, trying to poke and prod her about it. And there was some line about Shakespeare wrote about teen romance. I'm like, yes, he did. Romeo and coincidentally, Romeo and Juliet was also about a girl in love with a guy who was way too old for her. People don't remember that part of the book. It's like she's like 13 and he's like 20. Okay, maybe he wasn't 20, but he was like old, like much older.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm gonna look it up.
I don't remember the variations of age, but I know she was a lot younger. Like she was 13, and then he was like anywhere from like 15 to 20.
That's a pretty big age range, all of which is still kind of creepy.
Yeah.
What's the verdict?
I'm looking still. You guys talk a
Okay.
little more.
Alright, so on we go. Anyway, so.
Oh God, you're off. Yeah, Juliet is 13, but Romeo is said to be anywhere from 18 to 23.
What? Ew.
Ugh.
Okay.
Gross.
Yep.
Why?
Yep, but it's fine because it's geek love. Yesterday we talked about Dostoevsky. I don't know where that is, but it sounds fun. Like, okay. Funny line read. Good for you, Pinky.
But anyway, so then he gives her like this travel guide to
Yeah.
Fiji.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like she shows it to everyone and they're like, oh, maybe it's like some kind of secret message saying that he wants to take you on a romantic getaway. I'm like,
Yep.
no, honey,
I'd
that's
like to
not what
point
that
out-
is.
I'd like to point out that even she notices how weird it is how much older he is than her.
Yeah.
Because, like, she's like, I got a secret crush. It's like, hey, speaking of secret, I told Snobby Leia. And then the gossip train rolls in. And, yeah, like, she's aware of the fact that this guy's too old for her. But everyone's still, like, going crazy, being like, oh, he's in love with you, and blah, blah, blah. And we know you like him, and we know he likes you. It's like, and everyone's also like, oh, is he cute? And everyone's like, what is your definition of cute? So we get to see everyone is really into. Wolf is, I guess, into noir detectives.
Yes.
Monkey is into a monkey person. Pinky's into Mark, obviously. And Snobby Leia is into lesbian wolf dreams.
I told you she has a major crush on her.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
really does.
that's funny.
Sorry, I gotta. Apparently, people next door are angry at me for yelling so much. I'm gonna have to be quiet for the rest of this. But like, yeah, once
Really?
again, Wolf getting with the best lines, being like, "Has he
Okay.
betrayed you yet?"
Uh-oh.
The show should just be about her. I'm serious. She's the best
You would-
one.
You would just like a spin-off just about her.
Yeah, just Wolf. Whatever her name is.
Sakura.
They're going like, is he her boyfriend? And like, I hope not. Meanwhile, in the B plot, upper crust leader dude and Lollybait is like, we need more information about this world before we can take it over. Well, how are we supposed to get that? We need a library card. I'm like, is the internet not a thing?
I guess not.
Like,
Not for them, at
how do
least.
you not know about Google at this point?
That
They
was
don't have
pretty funny.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah,
They're like, we need a library card.
we need a library card.
May I remind you, this is also taking place in 2002.
The internet was a thing.
Yes, but they don't have internet access. Which I don't understand how they couldn't at least get a modem, but whatever.
Got magic and stuff. I'm sure they could just do it. Anyway, at that point, I was pretty convinced that what's his face was dating the librarian.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was something about he's like, oh, it's been feeling really good to talk to you again. Talk to you about this stuff. It's good to get away from all the studying and whatnot, and kind of remember why I enjoy books in the first place. Forget about all my problems and my student loans. And like, oh, yes, I get it.
That burn. Yeah, I'm like, oh.
I feel you, but like
Ugh.
I definitely started getting I don't know if she just can't tell that he's like clearly looking at her like she's like a little sister or like an underclassman that you're just like, I hope you do really well someday.
Yeah.
of course, yeah, they don't. Yeah, the Heathers show up again for no reason, I guess.
Oh yeah.
And there's just, and then she makes him a meal, and there's a weird ass musical love montage that we all know is gonna end in heartbreak, and then whoop, it ends in heartbreak. And it's
After they defeat, like, what was it? Like,
they don't defeat it yet.
reading
It all
termites?
just happens, and then there's a creepy underage moments, and he's like, "Oh, I was late for class. Hey, what's going on?" And she just like runs into him like, "Oh, you're gonna look like a real creep doing that, buddy." But yeah, then the termites show. Actually, they might have been silverfish. I'm not sure.
no. They didn't look like silverfish to me.
Well, some kind of mite. But they're like, eat the books, eat the books, eat the books. And the books are being eaten, and again, I'm just like, how does they not know about the internet?
They don't need a library card. They're just eating the books.
Yeah, why did he say, he was like, we need to find a library, not, we need a library card. I'm like, are you going to rent books? It's not very evil.
No, just eat them instead.
Yeah, and then,
And just go to the library and tell everyone you're in cosplay.
yeah, sure. If they know what that is, they don't have the internet. But yeah, we find out whenever the things attack that the dude's clearly in love with the librarian because he goes and tries to save her, and then everyone else shows up to fight the termites. Everyone throws out a one-liner except Wolf, who is pretty much above it, I think. She's just
Oh,
above
yeah,
that
goes-
all. I'm like,
she
oh
goes,
god, I appreciate you every time you're on screen. But I love the termite attack. They just start
They're
reading
just
the Brothers
reading.
Karamazov, and it just bores everyone to unconsciousness. That was too funny. But then Lettuce shows up, and she's immune to... Is it sort of like whenever Monkey had like the stuffed nose, so it couldn't smell the farts? So Lettuce is so used to reading that she doesn't get bored of the Brothers Karamazov. And she, fights and wins. And I'm gonna throw this out there because I was like complaining about Lettuce's acting a lot before. I think like their acting has improved a lot in this episode, especially.
I was gonna say, like, I was listening to her voice whenever she was doing, like, her attacks, and I'm like, oh, she
Yeah.
actually sounds, like, a little more feisty, like she's putting in a little more effort into
Yeah,
it.
it didn't all sound like she was doing everything in the exact same voice. I don't know. The exact same, like, tone and whatnot. So, points to them for that. And then I guess Monkey gets one good line. It was like, 3 cheers for Bookworm! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Why is no one joining me? And then I think we got the best proposal of all time, where what's-his-face turns to the librarian and is like, well, now's as good a time as any. Marry me?
Yeah.
I guess she's into it, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And there's that line about, like, Ian proposed to his other girlfriend. Like, Lettuce was never his girlfriend. And I really hope no one ever thought that that was the case. Because that's creepy. But, yeah. And that's pretty much it. And Lettuce is getting over the fact that I guess she didn't have a chance with a man who was much older than her.
She seems to be taking it pretty well, though.
Yeah.
I think deep down she knew that it was never going to go anywhere, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. But had some fun stuff in that one. Fun monsters. Got a couple good lines out of Upper Crust Dude and some general silliness. It's like I'm fine with the weird teen drama 90210 stuff as long as it's like funny. Like
Right.
the Wesley episode was not very funny.
No.
But this one would like add a little more to it. It had a creepy element to it, but it had a little bit more interesting things going on, I guess. At least
Yeah.
funnier
Like, my
stuff.
only question is why make him a college student?
Because she didn't have just like I don't think she was ever supposed to have a chance with them.
Oh, I mean, I guess I get that, and I guess, like, it made more sense for him to propose to someone if he was much older, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I guess if it's kind of, for me, it's like, oh, if you're it's okay to have a crush on an older person. I'm like,
mean-
okay.
Okay.
Depending.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was that age, I definitely was attracted to people older than me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not saying much when you're like 16 and attracted to someone in college, but still, I knew nothing was ever gonna happen there.
Right.
So, but yeah, other than weird Romeo Juliet creepiness stuff going on, fun episode, I guess. What did we think of the 4 episodes as a whole? I thought the last one was probably the best of them.
Yeah. Is that overall?
I
or is
mean, I wasn't skipping through these episodes quite as much. So they weren't like some of the filler episodes that we've seen, so I guess they're okay.
Yeah, bit of an improvement over some of the other filler ones. Are we gonna get to the actual plot at some point soon? We're like over halfway
Yes.
through the first season.
Yes. Next
yes.
episode.
Oh, okay, cool. So that'll be episode 17 where we actually see plot development, and maybe Mark finally turns evil.
Huh?
That oh my god, the bell is secretly a device that's gonna like sap all of Pinky's powers away.
Okay.
It could happen. Probably won't happen. I don't know. Is Mark might be aware that he's evil. Maybe he's Big Blue. Maybe he's not Big Blue. I don't know.
Deep Blue?
Deep Blue. Deep Blue.
That's his name.
Like, what if it just turns out like Deep Blue is Dr. Manhattan, and this is just what he's been doing since Watchmen, is just going around to different planets and different universes, just be like, I want it.
I mean, if that is the case, then basically Dren's been trying to kill his boss this entire time.
It's not like he could. You can't kill Dr. Manhattan.
I mean, I guess, but still, I think it's counterproductive.
Maybe.
Unless
Right.
he himself also does not know that it is his boss.
I would assume that he doesn't know. Or are you saying like Mark doesn't know?
No one knows anything of who anyone is anymore.
My God. Pinky's in love with Tyler Durden. It's an idea. It's not a bad idea. I think it's an interesting idea. I don't know. I feel like anime does that enough. That was Ergo Proxy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Any last thoughts on these?
Not really.
Nah.
Okay.
But yay for plot in the next episode.
Plot in the next episode. I'm down for that. I'm down for that. And, let's hopefully the comedy keeps up and stuff like that. I was loving the beginning of this series because I was just laughing my ass off at a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's kind of gone a little downhill. But I'm hoping it picks back up when we get to real plot again. So,
Right.
yeah. Well, I think that's it. We'll see you guys next week for episodes 17 to 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, 17 to 20 next week. And then we're going to switch from doing 4 to 3 and 3, and then after that it'll be July, and we'll start the new thing where we're watching, like, currently airing shows. So, which we still got to figure out what those are.
Yeah.
But, yeah. All right, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.